Hi, guys, and welcome to Tailored Talk. So, if you guys didn't know, I watched the feature film Femme, starring Nathan Stewart Jarrett and George Mackay and Asha Reed and John McCree. I watched that in December. I did a review, and if you want to look at the review of the feature film, the link is in the description. But ever since I read that there was a Femme short, like back in October, I've been trying to find the short, and I hoped that I could watch the short first, but that didn't happen. So the other day, guys, I was finally able to stumble across the short, and it's on Vimeo for me. On Vimeo, I'll just put a little show the site, and you have to be logged in to watch it. So let's get into the foodie beauty kebab and gallon of rice of this film. So first of all, there's going to be huge spoilers. So I'm going to talk about the whole film from start to finish. So the short, like the feature, the short was created by In Ping and Sam H. Freeman. They are the daddies of Femme. Everything was created, written and directed by them. So we have a very attractive cast, folks. We have Paapa Essiedu, who plays Jordan. Who's this lovely guy. We've got Harris Dickinson, who plays the mysterious drug dealing Wes. We have the beautiful Asha Reed, who plays Mama Bear Alicia. And we've got the drug den. They're all pretty much good looking guys, but yeah, there's a lot to be desired with Wes's friends. So, in the beginning of the film, we start with a flashback of a black father and son. And the young boy is in makeup, crying. And the young dad says, Jordan, I worry for you with you choosing to be the way you are, wearing makeup. And not everybody is going to be accepting as I am. And says, basically, Jordan, when he's little, that there are always boys out there that are gonna want to hurt you for being different and being as expressive as you are and choosing to wear makeup like this. And kudos to Sam and In Ping for showing supportive black parents, because not every black dad is homophobic. That's a misconception. So that scene is really nice to see. So it cuts to a grown-up Jordan, now who is Paapa, now putting on lipstick, getting ready to go out. All his friends look super fun and ready to have a good time. Asha Reed plays Alicia in this as well, who is Jordan's best friend, like she does in the feature. In the feature film, she plays Jules's best friend and roommate, and she's amazing in the short and the feature. And I'm glad that she was in both. Right, so even with little screen time, Asha slash Alicia is amazing, and you can see how close Alicia and Jordan are. So Jordan goes to the club, and they're dancing and having the time of their lives until Jordan sees his ex. So he's like, the ex looks at him as well. So Jordan's like, you know what? I'm gonna go. It's gonna be weird if I don't say hi. And he's about to go over, but his ex has met somebody else. So he's like, oh, and the guy comes over, kisses his ex, and he's like, oh shit. And there's just disheartened. There's kind of now a black cloud over his head after that. And Alicia is just like, come on, let's just have a good time. But you can see that Jordan's mind is clearly on something else. So to cheer him up, Alicia arranges to get some drugs, and that's how the viewers and Jordan get introduced to the tattooed, mysterious Wes, played with tragic bravado by a marvellous Harris Dickinson. Now, Wes is immediately taken with Jordan's appearance. And at first, I thought he was going to take the piss. So Jordan is wearing this really awesome, sparkly top and these very cute denim shorts. They really suit him. And makeup, lipstick, some beautiful eye makeup that really brings out Jordan's eyes. He's a cutie pie. Jordan is so cute. So Wes starts to kind of ask Jordan that, starts to flirt a little bit, tell him that he looks good, and Jordan, being rejected by his ex, Jordan, being rejected by his ex, eats up all this attention. So Wes says that he doesn't have any drugs, but he can go and get some. And Alicia's like, nah, it's okay. You've come here without any drugs. It's fine. Just, you can go. And he's like, oh, I can get some. And she's like, nah, it's fine. It's fine. Leave it. But Jordan, who's attracted to Wes, wants to go. So Alicia rightfully pulls him away. Guys, I got her name right now. It's like, because in the review, I was constantly calling her Alicia. It's Alicia. Anyway, Alicia rightfully pulls him away. But and she's like, you ain't fucking a drug dealer. Okay, but shockingly, Jordan says he'll go and pulls away. So he gets in this random drug dealer's car, like you do when you're on the rebound, right? As they drive there, Wes is asking him questions about the club, sneering a little at Jordan's makeup. And now more than ever, I think, okay, this was a mistake. Jordan needs to get out of this car. Wes is good looking. He's dangerous. He's got that bad boy edge to him. Yeah, I get why there's an attraction there, but anybody would be attracted to Wes. But that, like the same way people are attracted to Preston, it's that bad boy swagger. But Jordan needs to get out of this car because I'm a little bit worried for him now, and I don't trust Wes. And now I don't think that the flirting was genuine. And In Choon Ping said in an interview that Wes is a businessman and may flirt just to get a deal going, and that's what I think when I'm watching this scene. As expected, this place, Wes's place, is further than Jordan thought. When people tell you, oh no, it's just a little ways here, and it's like 60 miles. Like, it's a little further out, and Jordan doesn't know the area. So they get to Wes's place. It's shady as fuck, and I'm gonna show you Jordan's face when he gets out of Wes's car, because Alicia was right. Jordan, classy, beautiful, stunning, sequined Jordan has no business being in this shithole. This flat is a wreck. Like, outside there's like construction fencing, and it's just shady as fuck. So right. So Wes and we meet Jordan and Wes's mates. Wes has housemates and probably clients and a lot of people that come in and out of this house. So we go in, Jordan meets Wes's mates, and I'm going to show you this guy. He's called Lee, and I hope I get his name right. I think it's French, okay? So this is Lee, and he's played by an actor called Camille Malay-Jachorny. And he's a standout because his reaction to Jordan in the second half of this film leaves me with a lot of questions, and I wish this guy had been in the feature, because this guy Camille is a really good actor, but I'm going to talk about him a little bit later. Now I'm going to compare Wes to Preston in the feature film. Preston would never ever bring home a feminine guy like Jordan, ever. It would never happen. Preston is way too insecure for that. Way too insecure. He would be like, no fucking way am I bringing this F word home. Never. Never, ever, ever would we see, like, Preston in the same room as a guy that looks like Jordan. Never. So anyway, in the film, Preston always tells Jules how to dress and how to act more manly so that his friends will never know. And Preston is extremely paranoid and extremely image conscious, not just with his fashion, but obviously with his image of drag. And he would never, ever bring home a feminine dude. Never. Never. Not even if it was a feminine dude, dressed extremely masculine. He wouldn't. I mean, the mannerisms and things like that. I'm just not. You know. I mean, he would need somebody like Jules who has the code switch. So, Preston is also extremely paranoid, whereas Wes in this short is super relaxed. Okay, and I don't know if it's because if the drugs have an effect on both men. I don't know whether because Preston is a casual drug taker and that affects his temper, or whether because Wes is a casual drug taker that the drugs mellow him out, or whether Wes is a naturally calm person. So the leader of the house is called Harvey, and he is clearly watching the feature in the short. Harvey is clearly the love child of Oz and Preston. Now, Harvey looks like he could be Preston's brother, okay? The chain, the tattoos, the white vest, the attitude, it's all Preston. But he has that Oz authority. He has Oz's personality. So Harvey says to Wes, who you bringing in my house? And Wes introduces Jordan because he doesn't have a choice. And I'm like, how the fuck did Harvey know that Wes had entered the house with somebody else? Like, the windows are all blacked out. He couldn't see who. He just knew that somebody had obviously pulled up, but he didn't know that Wes had company. How did he know that Wes had company? So he says, who's you bringing in my house? And Wes introduces Jordan. So all these dealers are looking at Jordan in these cute little denim shorts, this very camp sequin top, and they just burst out laughing, and they're just like, mate, you're in the wrong place. I don't know what the hell you're doing here. And yeah, they're a bunch of homophobic idiots. They take the mick. And they're like, and Harvey's like, are you serious, bruv? Bringing this into my house? What the fuck? What is they all laugh, and Lee is looking as well. We don't know what he's thinking, but he's laughing along too. And what's notable about this is that Wes doesn't care. He's not embarrassed. Sorry, yeah, is that Wes? There we go. Is that Wes doesn't care. He's not embarrassed that Jordan is feminine. And I think for him, a customer is a customer, and he doesn't care what they look like. And it's weird to see Wes not give a shit. Like, Wes is masculine. Jesus, I'll edit this out. Wes is masculine. He's tattooed. He's got that swagger. He's very masculine. He's masculine presenting. But it's weird to see Wes not give in to that peer pressure. It's weird for him to just go, okay, Jordan's feminine, so what? Let's go upstairs, Jordan. And I really liked that. I really liked that he didn't give a shit about what they thought. Now, we know that Preston is governed by his life is governed by peer pressure, and he feels pressured by it, but he also welcomes that pressure because it encourages him to be more masculine. So we know that Preston is very, like, the main reason that he will not come out is because he knows that his friends will not be accepting. And I feel like Wes is not out because he's a private person, but he's a very calm dude. Okay, so Wes and Jordan go to Wes's room to get the drugs. And now, obviously, Wes goes to his drawer, takes out the drugs. And Wes is talking all this drug lingo. And Jordan is me because he's like, you want 3 grams? I don't know what the hell 3 grams are. I don't know. And he's like, do you want some K? What the hell is K? It's like, so Jordan is me. And he's just so confused. So am I. And it's like, if you're not in that world, or you aren't around people like that, the drug lingo can be like a different language. And I could empathize with Jordan because where's and all this drug jargon, it confused the shit out of me. He's like, you want some K? And Jordan's like, no, I have no idea what K is. It's like, it's very clear to me that Jordan has no idea what K is. So I could give you 3 grams for 90, yeah? What the hell is that? It's like, and he's like, yeah, that sounds like a good deal. It's probably a shitty deal. He probably usually does 3 grams for 40 quid, but he just keeps on nodding to impress Wes. Like, it's very obvious that he's clueless when it comes to drugs. And it's very cute because it's what you do when you're around people that you don't know but you want to impress. So this is the second time that they have chemistry. So Wes offers Jordan a little bit of drugs and he goes, here, have a bump up on me. So he gives him Jordan is reluctant to do it, but he does take it. And there's the way that Wes offers him the drugs and the way that Wes looks at him afterwards that makes me really feel like there's something there. So Wes says, I'm going to take a piss. And for some reason, Jordan thinks that that's a good time to make a move on Wes in this drug den. So he goes, Wes has left the door open. Right, so I'm guessing some guys do that. Okay, so he goes in, shuts the door. So he goes, the door is open. So Jordan goes in, shuts the door. Wes is taking a piss. And I don't know if Wes is confused. Okay, and for some reason, Jordan thinks that it's a good time to make a move on Wes in this drug den. So he goes in, shuts the door, and I don't know if Wes is confused, but he plays a slightly startled but very, very willing participant. So Jordan approaches him from behind for a little reach around, a little bit of fun, and Wes allows himself to be vulnerable. He lets Jordan touch him, and Harris Dickinson is amazing at playing this really calm panic. He's very good at juggling Wes's feelings and showing the constant push and pull. His face is stoic, but his brain looks like it's running 100 miles an hour. And I'm looking at this, I've rewound this scene like a million times. And I'm thinking, does Wes want this? Or does he want to take this slower? Does he want to do this at all? But he allows this to happen. And Jordan touches him, and this is all happening in silence until they hear voices near the door. Wes panics and attacks him in a flurry with kicks and punches, calls him the F word, and he's beating Jordan. And to get Wes away, Jordan extends his leg and he kicks Wes away, right? Only for Wes to fall back onto this wooden panel and fall back through it head first. So Wes is unconscious at this point. We don't know if there's something wrong with Wes's head, Wes's neck, but we know that Wes is in a bad way. Guys, this is the last we see of Wes. He's unconscious and in the bathroom. So poor Jordan is like, oh my God, what the fuck have I done? And people are outside trying to get into the bathroom, right? And Jordan has to shut the door, lock the door, and just say, hey, it's taken. One guy, idiot, pisses under the door, and Jordan has to wait until they go away. So he goes to Wes's room, and he tries to get out through the windows. He can't, they're all taped up. Right, they're all taped up. So he's trying to find something to break the windows, and he finds a gun, but he's too freaked out to use it. So he runs down to the door, but he's blocked by this bigger guy who's just come in called Connor. And Connor is played by the amazing Demi Lovato. And I really like this actor, guys. He's also in a show called Dreaming Whilst Black. He plays Maurice, and he's really funny. He's also really good in this. He has kind of like this quiet but dangerous energy, but he's also super friendly as well. So that kind of helps. So, and he's like, and Jordan is like, I'm gonna go, and Connor's like, no, it's fine, you're not going anywhere. My friend wants to talk to you. And Harvey's like, come down here, let me see you. I want to talk to you. And Connor's like, yeah, we're gonna go in and see my friend because my friend is talking to you, so you're gonna go in. But he does it in such a friendly way that it's like he's kind of forced to go in. Connor's quite a broad guy, and he says it in such a friendly way, but he's really saying get the fuck in there because I'm not letting you get back out. But he says it in a friendly way. So Connor and Harvey usher Jordan into the living room, and they sit down with Harvey's on one side, Aaron is on the other, and they basically demean him with slurs and take his money. And I feel like they were going to beat him up too, but Connor goes to the bathroom and Connor finds Wes and he shouts out, this guy's fucked up Wes, and everybody's shocked. Jordan is able to run out the door, but it's a fantastic scene as Jordan is running down the street with all of these drug dealers cursing and running after him, and Harvey gets into his car screaming that he's gonna fuck him up. I'm like, your heart is gonna be beating out of your chest. That scene was so good. So Jordan is in an unknown neighborhood and he's running around, but in a horror film fashion. Jordan is getting away. He's running away. In horror film fashion, he's running away. He's in an unknown neighborhood. You see him run. And then you realise he's kind of run in a circle. Harvey's driven a little bit up the road and he's run right back into Harvey. It's like, and you're like, oh shit. And you're like, oh crap. So he runs right back into Harvey. All the drug dealers surround him. Connor grabs him. They shove him in the car. They take him back to the flat. Okay, Aaron. Right, Lee and Aaron. Okay, Lee, played by Camille. Lee is just tired. Like, he doesn't want to do this. Okay. Lee and Aaron try to catch him on foot. They see him get dragged back to the car. Aaron turns to go back to do this with his friends, and Lee holds back and is like, I don't want to do this. Come on, Aaron, let's go to the shop, bruv. I don't want to do this. And you can tell that he doesn't want to see Jordan get beaten up. And I feel like in an ideal world, Lee could probably be Jordan's friend, or maybe more. Lee is fascinating to me because he kind of plays the role of the viewer. He just doesn't want anything to do with this. He doesn't want to hurt anybody, you get the feeling. So he tells Aaron, let's just go to the shop, man. I just want to get away. I don't want to do any of this, bruv. I'm tired of this, bruv. I want to go to the shop. And then Aaron goes, no, you can't. You come and don't be a pussy. You're a pussy. And he's like, no, well, come on then. All this toxic masculinity. Okay, so Aaron decides to change his mind. He should have went back to the shop by himself, but he goes back with Lee should have gone to the shop by himself and should have stayed away from the house. But because Aaron called him a pussy, he decides to walk back to the flat to sort Jordan out, which ends up being a very deadly decision. So the drug dealer gang take him home. They start beating him up. And Jordan scrambles up and runs and notes that Lee is by the door. And I do wonder that if Jordan had said, move out the way, if Lee would have moved, because Lee looks more scared than angry. Lee is just a scared kid as well, you know? So that was any scene with Lee is so interesting because Lee really does wear his heart on his sleeve. So yeah, he's such an interesting character. So Jordan he's trapped in the house with a bunch of dealers that are shouting that he's a pussy, a bitch, and an F word, and they are gonna kill him. After what he did to Wes, we haven't seen Wes. Is anybody called an ambulance for Wes? Because Wes ain't moved. Wes is basically still as a statue up there with probably an injury or a neck injury. So Jordan is trapped. He decides to go. He rushes upstairs, gets Wes's gun. He has no choice. So Aaron runs upstairs to follow him. He opens the door and shouts, "Get out here, you pussy hole!" And then Aaron Aaron, runs up to taunt him, goes upstairs and goes, you know, get down here, you pussy hole. And Jordan shoots him in the chest in the doorway. And my jaw drops because I never thought that Jordan would shoot anybody, would shoot him. I never thought Jordan would shoot him. I just thought that he was going to wave the gun around to scare them. So my jaw drops. I am so shocked that he actually shot Aaron. He shoots Aaron in the chest. The shocked thugs carry Aaron back to the living room. And there's this iconic scene where Jordan's got the gun at the top of the stairs and they're all having to go back down the stairs with a half dead Aaron who's bleeding, and they're going, okay bruv, just don't do anything stupid, bruv, put the gun down, bro. And and Jordan's like, I will fucking shoot you, get the fuck out of my way. It's so iconic seeing this really feminine gay man in a sequin top and cute denim shorts with a gun, physically, commanding these thugs around. It's an iconic scene. I loved it. So the thugs go back and carry Aaron back to the living room. Jordan finally gets to the door, so he can finally get away. But before he leaves, in a very out of character move, which I did not like, Jordan, right, remembers what his dad told him in the beginning, that boys always want to hurt him, right? For who he is. He goes back to the living room, points the gun and shoots all the dealers, including Lee, and kills all of them. And I feel like Lee should have been left alive, but Lee is the last person that he shoots. Okay? With all the drug dealers now dead, Jordan leaves, putting his lipstick back on, and that is the end of the short. So my thoughts on the film. Guys, I loved the film, but I disliked the ending. Jordan was our baby face, our naive Bambi protagonist with the huge doe eyes. I thought he was great. Jordan is anti-violence, and we're just supposed to believe that at the end he shoots up a whole drug den in cold blood. Guys, I'm not buying it. There we go. I'm not buying it. The short was great. The acting was fantastic. I really liked Camille, who played Lee. He was fantastic. He played someone that was really conflicted every step of the way, and I'm going to check out more of his stuff. I would have loved to have seen Camille in the feature as Lee. Like I said, in a different time and place, he could have been a mate of Jordan's, and I feel like he played the role of the viewer, just desperate to get out of there and very worried about Jordan's safety. Paapa was amazing as usual as our doe-eyed, beautiful, innocent protagonist. You feel for him as he accidentally hurts Wes, the one person in the house who cares about him, and you pull for Jordan and you pull for him to get out of this hellhole every step of the way. Harris Dickinson, he was mesmerizing as the mysterious, sexually repressed bad boy Wes. Unlike Preston, he's got this quiet strength about him, and I really want to know what the fuck was his outcome. Was he paralyzed? Was he dead? Is he okay? Like, what happened? What was the end of Wes? In fact, if I ever meet Harris Dickinson in person, that's the first thing that I'm going to ask him. I'm going to be like, is Wes dead? And he'll be like, look, faggot, I did this film 2 years ago. How the fuck do I know? But if I ever meet him, that's the first question I'm going to ask Harris Dickinson. Like, anyways, what happened to him? Theo Barkland Biggs, he was a force to be reckoned with as Harvey, and I would like to have seen him in the feature as well. I'd like to have seen him as one of Preston's mates, and I'll also be checking out more of his stuff. Right, so I just wanted to compare, which I should have said earlier. I just wanted to compare Wes and Preston. Like, Wes is definitely mentally stronger than Preston is. Like, he doesn't care that Jordan is feminine, and like I said on Twitter, it was a huge risk to bring somebody that looks like Jordan back to his place. He didn't make Jordan stay in the car, and he brought him into his room and had no problem introducing a very camp Jordan to his homophobic mates, and Preston would never do that. There's a kind of twisted bravery to that. And does Wes not really care about what Jordan looks like, or is he trying to send his mates a message about who he is as a person? What happened to Wes is as sad as fuck, because if Jordan had just stayed in the room and had left Wes alone to piss, if he had driven Jordan home, I think they could have made it as a couple. I would recommend this short to anyone. I wasn't a fan of the ending, but at the same time, I thought this was a fantastic film. After the film, I sat back and I was like, you know what? This was a damn good film. It was really exciting, and when the tables turn and this feminine gay black man gets physical power over these rough, tough drug dealers, it's amazing, and Jordan is definitely an iconic queer character. This film really deserved that BAFTA, in my opinion. Okay, guys, that's the end of the video. Thank you if you're still here. Thank you for watching. Thanks for listening. And I've been kind of by accident been on a little Harris Dickinson binge, so expect me to be reviewing more of his films and Paapa's stuff as well. Okay, guys, that's the end of the video. Thank you for watching. I would urge you to check out Femme, the short and the feature. This short was an amazing, amazing film. Anybody that likes LGBT themes, anybody that likes thrillers, anybody that likes an emotional roller coaster, you will love Femme, the short. The Femme was amazing. If you get the opportunity, go check it out. Okay, guys, thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. Take care.